Hey guys, welcome back to the Samurai Carpenter. I'm just saying goodbye to our little vacation cottage here. Been just doing nothing but drinking beer and laying in my hammock. And well, one day I caved and I got the power washer out and I power washed the whole cabin just because it was getting all moldy and gross. But other than that, I actually had a vacation for 2 whole weeks. For those of you who have not seen the bunkhouse, I know I did a tour video last summer, but I've got a lot of new subscribers, so I thought I'd do a quick tour video of this bunkhouse. And then I'm going to show you this old dilapidated cabin behind you, because hopefully in the next couple of years, we're just going through the permitting process right now. We're going to demo this whole place and build a new cabin to kind of match this one here. So here on the inside, I had to drop all the blinds because it's just too much light going on. I don't want to see the trim. You can see I did like a little whitewash tongue and groove on the walls here. The trim is all clear red cedar that I got here locally on the island. The best part about this bunkhouse is this natural live edge timber frame ceiling section that I put in to kind of make it look like an old boat. You can see I built this ship's ladder. So all these ladder rungs are tenon through with the wedges, my kind of signature through tenon with the wedges on each rung. So this ladder is all built out of cedar as well. So it's not, super heavy. You can move it around pretty easy if you need to get it out of the way. And then these beams were actually I sawed these all with a chainsaw, Alaskan chainsaw mill out of a driftwood log. So you can see I left the live driftwood edge on here, and it actually was pretty beautiful wood on the inside. And I wanted to just highlight that, so I just kind of added a few different depths with these beams. And then these little curved joists in between here are all out of the same wood as well. And you can see I did a few through tenons there. Might as well give you a little close-up. Yeah, so these have a curve on them, and I did about a 1/2 inch stop chamfer on the edges as well. I'm not sure where I saw this picket design. I think some old church somewhere. I thought, man, that was cool. So when I designed the railings for up there, I thought, gotta give it a little bit of flair, So those are all made out of Doug fir. The pickets are made out of cedar, and the newel posts are made out of Douglas fir that I actually milled off the beach as well. And you can see these joists have a through tenon that comes through. Focus. There we go. And it just frames this opening beautifully, so that when you're coming up this ladder, I don't know, it's a spiritual experience, let me tell you. Moving into the bathroom, there's still a bit of unfinished stuff going on up in here. Can't really see because I don't have the light on. There we go. So yeah, I gotta put a crown detail up in here to match the main room. And then I'm gonna build a cabinet around this hot water heater. And I know all you guys are like, oh, you should have done on-demand hot water, blah, blah, blah. On-demand hot water heaters do not work well at all if you don't have natural gas, and we do not have natural gas or propane. So on-demand was stupid expensive and not very efficient for power, so we went with the hot water heater, okay? So all you on-demand water people, just shut your yapper. It's done. Gosh. And then this is the door that I built last summer. The porthole in it that I found in an old antique shop. And a lot of people are like, oh, this porthole, you put it on the wrong side of the door. Well, it looks way better. See, when you approach a door, that's when the door makes the most impact. So you want to have the porthole on the outside because that's really what draws you in. People are like, oh, but you can open this and peep in on people. Yeah, if you're a freaking pervert that needs to be in jail, frick, who does that? Anyways, last summer we left off the shower. The glass shower enclosure had not been installed, but it is now. It's kind of dirty because we haven't cleaned it since we've been here. We're such bad children. But you can see that glass shower is a boss. And there have not been any significant toe stubbing incidents that I have recorded yet. So my little beach stones cut into the tile, I think was just a friggin' awesome idea still, because it just looks so organic, You know, bro? Connects you with nature, which is what it's all about. And there she is, my beautiful stone sink. That video is my most popular video. If you haven't seen my stone sink video, or there's actually two of them, one carving the sink and one installing it, check that out. And then yeah, built a little mirror frame. Pretty much everything in this bathroom is custom. Got a little 2-foot skylight there. And then I did this kind of Japanese style live edge beam coming through the middle here, which supports the ridge beam. And I gotta admit, I was kind of concerned about this door that I built last summer because I just grabbed the slab out from underneath the deck and it'd be sitting on the ground, and it'd been drying for a couple years, but I was worried that it would crack or shrink significantly when I brought it into the house. And you can see right here that the gap really has barely changed. I think maybe a 32nd of an inch. It's widened a little bit. But as far as I can tell, the door has totally stabilized and it's solid and it hasn't twisted or anything. The latch still works. So I'm pretty pumped that I didn't have to take this door off and do any serious adjustments to it. Let's have a gander upstairs. Woo. Big guy on a ladder with a tripod in his hand. So this is the unfinished part of the bunkhouse. You can see here that I've got the molding to put up. I gotta stain that board to match, whitewash there. I gotta put some trim along here. I was gonna do some kind of half beams, rafters on the ceiling there, and yeah, just basically trim this all out, put baseboard in, finish off these handrails. Another samurai through wedged, but I haven't put the wedges in yet, so it's just kind of sitting there loose. Got to put those in, finish off those newel posts, and then as well on my railings here, you can see I dadoed a slot in between all these, so I haven't actually spaced any of these pickets out, and they're just kind of loose in there still, so I got to space them out and put little filler blocks in that dado channel to finish off the handrail. But when you stand up here and you look down that opening, and it's just, oh man. People that think that your actual physical environment, the home you live in, doesn't actually affect you emotionally and your state of being, your state of mind, you guys are absolute idiots, okay? When you build something beautiful with your own hands and you get to live in it and experience it every day, and it brings you joy and just peace and satisfaction, like I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. So for you guys that just think you should slap a house together with a drywall everything and drywall trim and just cheap crap fixtures just to get it done and have a big square footage house, man, I pity you. I would much rather live in this tiny little 400 square foot bunkhouse that's built like this than some big drywall mansion. So this is our old cabin, and I have to admit it's rather charming. Cute little cabin. But when we go inside, you'll see why some do-it-yourselfers just shouldn't do it themselves. So as you can see, the roof here needs a little bit of work. All the OSB is getting rotten away because these shingles weren't installed properly with enough overhang, and there's no gutter, and yeah, it's basically just falling off the building now. And then this deck, there's no real flashings or anything going on, so I don't even want to know what's going on under here with this shower going for the last 10 years. There's probably a lot of water damage under that deck. And then going into the house, so you can see there's a lot of stuff going on in here. Parts of it are unfinished. This is actually, the original cabin is right here, and it was like a little 8x12 like Lincoln log cabin that actually like slid down the hill in a landslide and ended up right here. And that was when my in-laws bought the place, and then they've done these kind of interesting additions onto it since then, and it's all just kind of hodgepodge together. You can see the floors don't even line up, and you can see if you look up here that there's just all sorts of crazy hack job framing going on and wiring. It just does not make any sense whatsoever. And, you know, studs aren't even nailed. And the roofs are just kind of patched onto each other. And, you know, the rafters are just hanging on the so-called ridge plate or whatever that is. And then the wire's just draped in here. It's just, you got the old roof shingles there, and wiring and walls and hot water heaters up there, which is just a little rat haven up there. And then we got the wall into the bedroom here, which, oh, looks like somebody actually put a screw in there. This wall's just been loose for like the last 20 years. It's basically just like a fort with power and plumbing. Like they built that little ridge wall, but you can see that the ridge of the roof is actually like 6 inches away from that. They kind of just missed the mark, and so they had to like cut the rafters to like nothing. Oh my gosh, it's really quite amusing actually. It's kind of one of those laugh or cry moments. Then we got this cute little bathroom here, the world's smallest sink. You thought my rock sink was small? That thing is small. Got the nice little toilet that's not at all centered in the space, and your like elbows are like crammed against this cold black block wall when you're taking a dump. It's kind of fun. And you can see that the block wall here is a little bit crooked. But regardless of all the little craziness going on in the building, we still made a ton of amazing memories in this cabin. It's still really cute and cozy. You can see it's also not really samurai friendly as far as head height is concerned. I got this beam to look out for. The rest of the people in this family are kind of Oompa Loompa height, so it's not a big deal, but for me, it doesn't work. Actually, you know, my other brother-in-law, he's Dutch as well, and he has to duck under here as well. But yeah, that is the grand tour of our sweet little cabin, and we're hoping to rip this thing down and rebuild a new one in the same spot here. Hopefully I'll be building that, and it'll turn out a lot better than this one did. All right, so I hope you liked that video, a little tour of the bunkhouse. So if you want to see videos of me building this gate, you got to go way back in my old video section. I'll leave a few links at the end of this video to check out the bathroom edition and building the bunkhouse and all that fun stuff. If you like this video, please give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, guys, Samurai out.
Samurai out.
Yeah, that's my boy.